Hello, everybody. Welcome to another weekly market news. Today is Monday, 18th of January, and we are beginning the new week with National Day in US. So we expect lower volatility and lower volumes on US stock indices and also on US dollar currency pairs, as well as we expect what markets are going to do after a week that was not very interesting. We were going sideways for the most of the week, and you can see stock indices S&P 500 on Thursday and on Friday. There was something that's called buy the rumors, sell the news. Maybe perhaps when Joe Biden unveiled his economic plan and fiscal stimulus plan, which should be a much bigger than the one that was approved in December, and should also include direct checks and some unemployment benefits. But if you look at the markets, sell the news was especially the moment when Joe Biden came out with the plan, and although it should be positive for stocks, the stock indices went lower, and they are going probably to test even lower levels. Like I said before, last week's performance wasn't very interesting as stock indices were going sideways for most of the week in US, in Europe. DAX and other European stock indices were going a little bit more negative than what we've seen in US, and you can see the Friday slump was much bigger, and even the bounce back looks a lot bigger. So it's more volatile than US indices, but also can expect what the markets are going to do after this. But like I said, in US especially, we expect some more volatility this week. Not really going sideways for another week. We're probably going to see one or two sessions. They're going to be looking a lot bigger in terms of volatility. So that's what happened at the stock markets as the news from the beginning of this week. Probably the major news is Monday. There was GDP in China reported for the whole year 2020, and the whole year was positive for China as they managed to close 2.3%. Quarterly, you can see change was 2.6%. Unemployment rate stays at 5.2%. Retail sales a little worse, but overall, this number is important, and this is 2.3% for year 2020. We do not expect such a good number in some European economies and perhaps even in US. So that's what's happening on the markets at the beginning of this week. Like I said, today is Martin Luther King Day in US, so we expect lower volatility at the beginning of this week, and we're probably going to see some more interesting news at the Forex market as Euro didn't hold the level 121, managed to broke below. Right now we are moving even lower, which is looking quite negative for Euro, but there's still some space to fill, at least to 120. 120 is right here, and it's a price that investors are right now eyeing to. So 120, 121, maybe we can bounce in this range for this week. We'll see how this will play out, but Euro is reacting to surging US dollar, as well as GBP and British pound and other currencies against in the basket against the US dollar are fairly negative. As we are seeing some surge and rise in yields, in US yields. 10-year yield is still above 1%. It's something quite unexpected, but it's happening, and we should definitely definitely not count this out as GBP. You can see at the end of last week also slumped below some major support zones, and right now we are testing 135, 135.35, and you can see the strong support and resistance zone that right now can work as a support zone, and we can see a bounce to higher levels. But like I said, GBP, British pound, was able to quite withstand the surge of US dollar last week, and even was able to rise when euro and other currencies against the US dollar were not able to rise and were under the pressure for most of the week. So British pound is one of the currencies that we expect might surge a little bit, even in the in these days when the US dollar is surging a little bit more. USD CAD, a link is linked to some moves on oil as well, but oil is right now, as we are going to look later, is dropping below 53, 52 dollars a barrel, which doesn't help Canadian dollar. With the surging US dollar, we can see that we are right now testing some of the very important resistance areas that are in the chart. Also, this trend line that is being right now tested, and also can see some pullback from this area. So maybe the Monday will be going sideways at the end of the day. Right now, US dollar is surging, but for the rest of the day, we can maybe go sideways. Maybe tomorrow even, as the Friday and Thursday were quite volatile days for the market. So perhaps we can see some of the very important, interesting resistance to work as a turning point for these currencies, and right now Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, one of the currencies that is kind of playing it both sides. So it's playing the surging US dollar. It's also playing. It's also playing. If you search this, it's also playing for stock market. So when the stock markets goes down, the Japanese yen should also go up. So this is something that is happening also at the markets right now. You can see US dollar, even though it's stronger on most of the currency pairs, here against Japanese yen is kind of holding on, and it's not really under heavy pressure, and was even able to surge a little bit in the opening hours of trading. So that's something that's happening in USD Japanese yen right now, as we are looking at. And let's look at gold, which was very interesting at the. Let's look at daily. We closed below 1900. Like I said, we were expecting consolidation at the market, which really happened, and the market was going sideways for the most of the time. At the beginning of this day, it went down. You can see the pin bar tested something around $1,800 and was able to bounce back up to the consolidation area, which will be like a magnet now for the price. So if the market goes one way, the other, you can still expect that we're probably going to come down to somewhere around 1,850, which is right now the key level for gold and the future performance. Like I said, last but not least, let's look at the oil. Oil was not able to hold on to the 53 level, $53 a barrel. You can see right here was a kind of a key level last week, went up, then went below, wasn't able to break through. We break through. It was kind of a false breakout. We break below again. So we even went a little bit below 52 at the beginning of this week, but we are kind of erasing the losses pretty quickly. So we will see how this thing will play out. But as right now, the supply is quite good. Saudi Arabia was able to cut production by another 1 million barrel for the month of February and March. Also, we expect other producers to cut the production, and the supply and the demand. The demand side is it's not recovering any quicker than before, as Austria imposed lockdowns. Germany imposes probably is going to extend the lockdown, as well as France, as well as Czech Republic, Slovakia. So major European economies are still battling with the pandemic, and it's probably not going to help the demand and the recovery of demand, as well as air travel is under heavy pressure still. So we don't expect from oil any big surges. But me personally, I expect him to go sideways around $52, $53 a barrel, with not really big moves down or above. So that's what's happening on oil market. So like I said, quite interesting week ahead from macroeconomic news and the standpoint. The main thing we expect this week is a meeting of Canadian Central Bank. Bank of Canada is having a meeting on Wednesday, I believe it is. Yeah, it's on Wednesday, interest rate decision. So beware of that. Some CPI data from different economies, UK, Germany, Europe, Eurozone. And on Thursday, we have ECB meeting, which will be very interesting, and we will look for other possible monetary stimulus. We will see what will happen. But Euro economy of Eurozone is, like I said, battling with the pandemic and is having some issues with it. So this would make some kind of a sense to impose some other monetary stimulus and maybe some intervention of some rhetoric. So we will see how this thing will play out. So like I said, ECB. And the rest of the week should be quite calm, as we expect retail sales from Australia, UK, bunch of market PMIs from Eurozone economies, retail sales from Canada, house sector from US. So some of the data we expect as well. And last but not least, let's look at the earnings calendar for this week. As last week we expected, there were some bank reports, earning whispers, and we're gonna look at the earnings for this week. Should not have any major companies like Google or Amazon, but we have Netflix on Tuesday, so interesting. Like I said, bunch of banking sector is gonna keep reporting. So Bank of America and Goldman Sachs. We also have Morgan Stanley. Goldman Sachs already, like I said, is having its report on Tuesday, and we have Procter and Gamble, United, IBM. Some pretty interesting company to kick off the earnings season this week. So this will be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, please leave it down the comment section below the video, and I will see you next week.